Hello, I'm David. Welcome to this special episode when we have a real live proper analyst as a guest, Henric.
Henric the analyst.
You can tell us a bit about what you do and about the website you're working with. This is the website. The people see it.
Yep. Actually, the organization is called Bonnier Broadcasting, where TV4 is a part of that big thing. And I work with several different sites, also apps, but mostly TV4Play.se.
This guy.
And the TV4 Play Android and iOS app.
Today we're going to take a look at the sign-up flow for TV4 Play because do you have to pay to watch TV4 Play? Or how does it work?
You don't have to pay. Actually, there's several different forms or types, if you call it that. It's the freemium type where you have to register, and there's the premium type where you have to pay, register and pay.
Okay, so it's like it's not just like a Netflix model, it's also like an ordinary publisher model. It's
yeah,
a combination.
exactly. So in the freemium version you have the ads, right?
Yeah.
But in the premium version, you don't have to see all the ads, and you get all the different formats like Idol and all our other shows without commercials.
So if I come here and I click, this is a very popular show, Så mycket bättre.
Yeah, let's say that you want to. It's Friday night, and you have nothing to do. And you want to watch the latest episode of Så mycket bättre. That is a music show program with Swedish artists.
Whoa.
And if you're not already a user, registered user, you see this screen when you try to see a episode.
Okay. So even though there is ads on the episodes, I have to register and create a user?
Yep, you have to, since May this year, you have to register because we want to optimize our TV4 Play service to make it better for the user.
Okay, so I have to create an account to watch the free stuff.
You have to register to see every show that we have.
Did you notice anything happening? Like when you put up this, it's a pretty massive paywall. I was really excited about seeing the news Så mycket bättre episode, and then I get this. Are there a lot of people that will just go like, screw this, let me go and read the news or something?
Yeah, we had the problem that in the beginning people was trying to just skip this step. And not try to fill in any type of field. Okay,
so they would just like click here.
I think they realized that. Oh, okay, this is not for me. I'll just skip this step. Okay. But you can't.
So if I click here, shut down,
you get a bunch of validation errors, right?
Yeah.
So you have to register and create a free account.
Yeah. Okay. To see this show, you have to create a free account or sign in.
And
how big was the drop? Like, did you lose a lot of users, or can you say that?
Yeah, we several of them, like a big deal.
A lot of people already had an account.
Returned to the register form later on, but in the beginning we lost a lot of people when they faced this kind of big wall, as you say.
Yeah. Okay, so
that's why we started to working with the tracking, implement tracking on all the steps and all the different fields. That's mandatory.
So you use Google Analytics and you use Google Tag Manager to track. We can just check the preview. So if we look at it with the Tag Manager's debugger, we see here that's a lot of here comes stuff.
Yeah, this is the first step. When you load the form itself, you get the registration form view, which is the first step in the funnel. It's instead of the page view, because this is an iframe page on the actual video URL.
Yeah, we see that here.
Yep.
That there's an iframe here.
Yep.
Okay, so first this page loads.
Yep.
And then it loads this iframe.
Yes. So if you want to see what's happening inside the actual form, you have to go to another URL.
Okay, so let's check that. Do you have a link for me?
Yes.
Sign up in the form.
/signup.
Okay, so here we have the thing that's being iframed.
Yeah, this is the bigger version of that small iframe box.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so here it didn't send any like page view tag because that was in the page above the iframe.
Yeah, exactly. The step is already loaded, right? So we send the page view in the last step. But this is where things are starting to get interesting, because if you fill in the fields here.
Yeah, we got something here.
Yeah. So there's an event, right, on when you started typing. So it's called, if you can see the whole field. Yeah,
here we go.
So I'm wrong. It's not like started typing. It's when you complete a field or a step.
Okay, so when I jump to the next one.
Yep.
Okay, and then I go here and do some password.
Yeah, and
it says password here.
Yeah, and
so how do you track that? Do you send this as Google Analytics events, or do you do it like this, the page view method? Like, what are you using?
No, there's a data layer behind all this
that
sends the event itself, like the freemium registration field completed event.
Yeah,
and then we add some different variables, as you can see on row 3 to 5 there.
Oh yeah, here.
So freemium registration type is the type of the form, right? Because you can be a TV4 Play member since like way back.
Yeah.
But if you are a very, very old member, you have to like update some of the information. And then you go to a different sign up form, right?
Okay.
So this is the new for the new user.
Okay, I get it.
So that's the variable to send which type of form it is.
Yeah.
The other one is previous step. It tells me where you came from before, because you can land on this registration form when you try to go directly to a video page.
Okay.
If I send like the whole URL for Så mycket bättre episode 1, you will have that URL instead. So I can see that you're actually trying to, like, you've landed on the video page instead of like going through.
And that way you can see that some episodes, perhaps the people are more eager to convert. They have a better click-through rate through the form than for if I just send you a random trailer. Perhaps people like whatever. But if they know that this will be great content, then you can see that from this field.
Yeah,
that they will have a higher click-through rate.
Yeah, and it also differs between different formats. Like Idol, for example, isn't the same as like Så mycket bättre.
Oh, yeah.
It can differ. So that's why it's very interesting to see what last step it was.
Yeah.
If you went through the start page and like actually searched your way into this, or if you like came from Google directly.
Cool. And if I continue here, I have the David Anderson and last name.
And the last variable there is the actual field.
Oh yeah, it's like this or this or this or this.
So you see while you're filling this out, you see that we have a rule in password lösenord.
Yeah.
Where you have to have at least 8 characters.
Oh yeah.
So, but don't don't change that
No.
right away, because we have this validation error going
great.
when you're trying to move forward, right?
Yeah.
But okay, skip that step as well. So just click.
Should I approve these conditions or skip them as well?
Yeah, you can click that in.
Okay, so I want to.
So let's say that you're pretty picky with your birth year, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to provide us.
I don't want to show it to YouTube and all other analysts,
because we can see a lot of other things about you, right?
Yeah.
Just kidding. But click on start watching, and then you can see in the tag manager debugger that we get this event called freemium registration validation failed, and the most interesting variable there is the one at row 3 there, freemium registration validation fail field. That's where we like add the different fields that has gone wrong, right?
Oh yeah, I can see that it's both the password field and the year of birth field.
Yeah.
Cool. So password, I needed one more character.
Yeah. And the actual validation fail provides us with the data on which fields that people have a hard time filling in, right?
Yeah. Okay. So, and I enter my birth year here, year of birth. Boom. Yes. So, why are you tracking all these fields? Like, so for me, sometimes I feel like you can track, but then you don't really analyze. Do you analyze this stuff? Like, do you really use this data? Like when you check this universal analytics tag with like the dimensions and like all the fields, do you use this data?
Yeah, there's a bunch of things happening, right? So there's a lot of data like every day that we collect. But the most important thing is the analyzation, or what do you call it?
Analysis.
Yeah. Sorry. That's the most interesting part.
Who uses this data? So it's in GA, and what people love with GA, what I love with GA, is that a lot of people in the organization sort of know it. They have used other websites. They have all installed like the standard Google Analytics script. They can access the data often easier than any other like BI software. Are other people in the organization looking at this, or is it just you as an analyst? Like, who are the people that use this data?
From the beginning, it's mainly, it's me and some other analysts that look at this data and trying to figure out, like with all this that's happening, right?
Yeah.
Which parts are the most interesting parts, like the insights.
Yeah.
So it's we like collect all this data, put it in Google BigQuery, or like look at it in Google Analytics, right, from day to day. But we're trying to look at patterns.
Yeah.
Figuring out what's happening in the big picture, like which field is providing most validation errors, and where are people getting stuck, and of course in Google Analytics or BigQuery for that part, we can't see why they're getting stuck.
No,
it's like I can't ask the users by looking at the data, right? But I can see patterns. I can begin to see where the registration form isn't working.
So, okay, I get that you sort of like want my zip code and my year of birth, but these fields, like, do you really need like my name? Like, have you seen any, like, could you remove these to get like a higher click-through rate, you think? Or is this not a problem, these name fields? Like, I mean, no advertiser or none of your analysts really care about who it is, right?
No,
you just want to know my demographics.
I don't as an analyst, I don't look at that type of person data, right?
Yeah.
I look at the big numbers, the not actually who you are, but what our users are doing.
Yeah.
To try to figure out how we can make this form better, like focus on the optimization part.
Yeah.
And right now every step is mandatory, but that's also a reason for tracking, to see if we on the long term, if we can remove some of the steps maybe, or make the sign up flow even better, so people won't like bounce when they as soon as they see this wall.
Yeah.
So we have set up goals before, like it's like this is a okay number for people to drop off, but this is not okay.
Oh yeah.
And it's my job later on to explain how people are like moving in the sign up flow, and where people are dropping off, to see how we can begin like testing this form out.
Yeah.
How we can optimize it.
So if I click here, start watching, will I see the video? Can we look at it?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's do it. Whoa. A lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah.
The registration tracking, registration success. Yeah, great.
So because of this page that we're on right now, we open the form in a separate page, right?
Yeah.
So you don't see the actual thank you bar at the top.
Oh yeah, so that's in the page above.
Yeah.
This iframe.
But if you had like filled this in the iframe,
yeah,
you would have like have the video below,
yeah,
and you've gotten this bar at the top that says, welcome, you're now a user of TV4 Play, and you can begin watching the show.
Cool.
And this event triggers when a user is created. So now I know that you've got like filled in everything okay, and
so the backend sort of has like really confirmed that this is an actual new user that has registered.
Yeah.
Cool.
And the event above at row 53 is where your state is changed from like logged in false to logged in true. So that's how we can follow you when you're logged in and not logged in.
How do you track this in GA? Do you see this as that I've ended my old session and now start a new session as signed in, or do you look at it as I came unsigned in and then I turned to become signed in? So like this session, was I first signed out and then signed in, or was it two sessions that I was first signed out and then as soon as I got an account I started a new session but signed in?
No, it's one session.
Yeah, great.
But it's a pretty simple user change, right?
Yeah.
So you it's triggering directly after your user has been created. So you go from like not logged in to logged in. So if you would like log out now, the same event would trigger, but instead of logged in true, it's logged in false, right?
Okay, let's try that. So let's go to the page. Here it's me.
Yep.
Sign out. Oh, did we miss it? Or will it come on the resulting page?
There you see at the bottom.
There. There you go.
Yep.
False. Great. And premium, that is if I'm a paying customer, like I pay to skip ads.
Yeah. So we use that as a custom dimension in GA.
And it's
to see which kind of state you're in.
And then you have it hit scoped.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see on each page view or each event.
Yeah.
That's great. Do you use any funnels? Do you use the Google Analytics funnels, or do you only export it and use other software?
Yeah, because of 360, right?
Yeah.
We have this user funnel segments that we use almost every day, like putting up different flow reports to see where you came from, what you did when you landed, how did you manage to go through the actual sign-up flow, where did you drop off, what did you do after your user was created and everything was golden, right? So we can see from the actual landing, if you like type in the TV4 Play search query at Google and then you land on our page, till what's happening after you like completed a video or a episode 1 of Idol.
Cool. Has it been difficult to? So you're an analyst. I know that you know some code. You can do some JavaScript. Have you set up all this by yourself to have everything working with the state changes and everything? Like, are you the one that is implementing that?
The most simple things I can manage myself.
Yeah.
But to make it like waterproof, I prefer like sitting together with a developer, and we do it together, like adding all the data layers that should trigger at exactly the right moment and so on. With that type of method, it's I think it's the safest way of doing things.
Do the develop? Oh, sorry.
And then I like set everything up in Google Tag Manager with all the data layer events and all the data layer variables.
Yeah, and you make sure the custom dimensions get set correctly at the correct index and everything.
Yeah, and I have this documentation, so they know what I want to be done. So they just follow the documentation, and then it's my duty to like test it out.
Okay. Do they use the Tag Manager debug bar to see if it's working, or do they just call Henric and then you will have to check it?
They use the data layer add-on in Chrome and the Google Tag Manager debugger as well.
Okay, so that's cool. So because
and the Chrome console, of course.
Yeah, that's what I love with GTM, that it's easy to get them involved, the developers, so they can see that things are going on either here or in the console. That way you can sort of mitigate the worst errors, and once they call you, you know that most of it will be correct.
Yeah,
because they have like fixed all the like really obvious errors.
Yeah. But it's like you asked before, it's the simple things I do in like a custom HTML tag.
Yeah.
I'm not that sharp in like JavaScript and so on, but I'm trying. Hey, but I'm an analyst, right? So it's my responsibility to see what the data is showing us, to like provide the team with the right insights and giving them the right reports of what's happening, because they have a hard time and the time of like looking at all the data. So that's my job.
Within this sign-in flow, this one, and here you see it's also an iframe.
Yeah, the logins.
And what changes? Like you said, you've been running this since May. Like, do you have any insights from the data you collected, or like any thoughts on how to improve or what A/B tests to set up?
Yeah, as I told you earlier, there was a problem with that people were trying to like skip all the steps, right? Not filling in any step at all.
Yeah.
So they just thought that, oh, okay, I don't have to do this. But we noticed that we got a lot of validation errors on all the fields, right?
Yeah.
But after a while, people, I think they learned that they had to become a member to like continue watching Idol or whatever. So they started filling out the form, and the second issue that I noticed was that they they didn't want to like check the form box there.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, the user terms.
Oh. Was it because of that they read the terms, or was it just that they didn't see it, you think?
From the beginning, I think that it was the reason that they didn't see it.
Yeah.
And actually, that's a thing that we've been A/B testing for a while. And
so what have you been A/B testing? Like making it bigger or rephrasing? This is like, I approve the user conditions for TV4 Play and the consent to blah 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 treatment of
like
PII.
rephrasing and having it already checked. Of course, after like talking with our legal department and such things. A lot of different copy types and
So now we're looking at one of your reports in GA.
Yep, this is a pretty basic flow report made in as a custom report. And this feature you have in the 360 suite.
Yeah, so if you have the Google Analytics standard version and not paying for it, you don't have access to this. But you can like hack it by using segments and like sequence segments and stuff.
Yes.
So you couldn't get. And you see here that we're using a top secret region segment and using an unknown date range that we're not showing you. So these numbers can mean anything.
Yeah. And what you see here is 3 steps, right? First, the user has seen the sign up form.
Yeah.
And the second step is filled out at least one field, right?
Cool.
Started like interacting with the field, right?
Yeah.
And then as a last step, we have the success.
So success was that the user managed to become registered.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So what do we see here? We can zoom in a bit, perhaps. Seen sign up form. Okay, so from the form, like 3/4 actually do not even attempt to fill out one field.
Yeah, and that's could be a reason for. Actually, they're not logged in at this state.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But they can be registered already, right?
Oh, yeah. So they click and see and go to sign in instead.
Yeah. So what we don't see here is how many of these people that log in instead of like starting filling out the form.
Oh, yeah.
So as I said earlier, this is the basic. If we would like to see the different steps after the user have seen the sign up form, we would look at a different report.
Oh, yeah. But this I find really interesting, that you have almost 50% of the people that start filling out that actually manage to succeed. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and that's the key metric that we're trying to improve all the time, right? With our tests, like setting up goals and so on, and while we're testing, we try to evaluate how the test is going by looking at these numbers, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
So I work closely with the UX team and try to make different types of tests for improving these KPIs.
Cool. Let's take a look at a different segment. Just look at only... Let's look at only desktop. Are you excited? Are you scared?
Yeah, I'm terrified.
So desktop, they have sort of the same 50% to completion if you started filling out the field. But from the people that seen the sign up for 33%, that's a bit better. Okay, but this is what I'm really interested in. I want to look at the mobile, the terrible mobiles people that destroy everything for the web analysts.
Yeah, and we have a lot of mobile users.
Yeah. So, but this, I find this really nice that you have the same rates here. Like you have worked. So we just took a look at the desktop version, but I guess the responsive version looks cool as well. Like, is it that good?
It's like basically the same.
Yeah.
But in general, people have a hard time like filling out like fields and forms in the mobile devices more than desktop devices, right? But as we see here, the results are pretty much the same between desktop and mobile.
Okay, so now you're only looking at. Do you see differences in mobile for like the validation that you perhaps, I don't know, you have autocomplete or something that screws up the fields, or is that just my prejudice that people are really terrible at typing on their cell phones?
I haven't looked at that one yet.
Okay.
But my guess it's that it's correct.
Cool. Okay, thank you, Henric. This was great.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Do you have any like a final tip, any key takeaways from working with sign-up flows as an analyst?
Yeah, I would say involve the team. The one basic but still important thing, involve the UX, the project managers, set up the right reports, like tell them what's happening, and that also increase the like inspiration for the whole team to look at these numbers, right? And have KPIs ready, goals for those KPIs, and don't be afraid of the amount of data that's coming in. Do a thorough job when like adding the data layers and testing all the tracking implementation out, so that you can rely on the data afterwards.
Cool. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
So give a thumbs up if you like this, write questions or suggestions in the comments, and see you in the next video. Bye!
Bye!
Grymt. Fan vad kul. Det här ska bli jättekul att redigera.